Christmas time. A time when people come together in good spirits. A time where we show our love for friends and family through exchanging valuable materials. A time when everyone turns into barbarians at the local Best Buy, backhanding the first person that touches the newest Xbox console. But of course, it's also about sitting in the comfort of your own home and watching a feel-good holiday special. For the young at heart, they may want to pop in an animated classic to take them back to that special time of being a kid on Christmas morning, rushing down the stairs to open their presents. What animated classic makes you feel nostalgic? Is it the Charlie Brown Christmas special? Or maybe you prefer the enchanting Rankin Bass cartoons? Or maybe you prefer this.
Get out of here, you bum! What do you think this is, a greasy spoon or something?
Was it just me? Probably. Man, that explains so much about why I'm screwed up. This is Christmas in Tattertown, which aired on Nickelodeon in 1988. A rather bizarre little half-hour special full of random insanity that somehow ties into Christmas. Because nothing says Christmas like vintage cartoon characters screaming, yelling, and beating the holiday stuffing out of each other. Huh. Maybe this movie is more symbolic than I thought. So what madman concocted this G-rated drug trip onto celluloid? Ah, now it all makes sense. Meet Ralph Bakshi, one of the most interesting figures in animation, responsible for giving animated films an adult edge to them. In 1972, he released the first ever X-rated animated movie, Fritz the Cat. He's also responsible for creating the first film adaptation, albeit animated version of Lord of the Rings. I guess that's one thing Bakshi's got over Peter Jackson. And he also created, well, that movie. Yeah, guess he's got that over Peter Jackson too? For a long time I've wanted to talk about Tattertown. When it comes to animated holiday specials, something about this one always stuck out to me. It wasn't like any Christmas special I saw when I was a kid. Originally, Bakshi planned to make this whole clustercrap a television series. This special served as the pilot, but the overall story, Bakshi thought, lacked potential, so he decided not to pursue the idea any further. Strangely, Nick aired Christmas in Tattertown for a few more years. Not sure why. Was it popular enough to warrant a rebroadcast? In fact, as a kid, I would record it and watch it every Christmas. What was my fascination with it? Did it stick out because of how absurd it was from traditional holiday specials? Well, let's take a look. The plot revolves around a girl named Debbie, who, along with her stuffed dog named Dog, and her doll Muffet, get sucked into a strange book. They end up in the nervous disorder that is... Tattertown! 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 Yes, please, never pop up on screen again. I can only handle so many nightmares at once. In this world, every inanimate object comes to life, including Debbie's doll Muffet. Tired of the endless hours of playing dress-up, Muffet beelines it for 1930s animation, which is obviously Bakshi's homage to the classic animation of the era. It's about as crazy as it looks. The aesthetic down to the music and tone perfectly encapsulates that classic animation. For a pilot, the animation is solid, especially the backgrounds. There's so much detail to gander at, and the character models aren't bad either. The characters are creative and very flexible. Some of the human animations are kinda weird, though. Look at this scene, for example.
Hello?
It looks like her face is morphing into Diddy Kong or something. Can we go back to the guys on stage? Best idea I've ever had. That one guy on the right looks like if Curly Howard and Elmer Fudd fused into a pop figure. Its oversized teeth are munching on my cerebral cortex. It'll never go away. Anyway, the main problem I have with the animation is there's too much going on. At times, characters will seemingly appear at random just to show you how crazy everything is in Tattertown. You can tell Bakshi was going for style over substance. He wants to show how insane the world is, but doesn't dedicate the time to fleshing out the characters or the story. For example, the narrator, named Miles the Saxophone, explains that Tattertown is inhabited by objects that are lost and forgotten by people. An interesting premise. Kinda reminds me of Epic Mickey, where Mickey visits a world inhabited by lost Disney attractions and rides. Like I said, because there's so much focus on the randomness, the plot isn't very fleshed out. How do these things end up in Tattertown? Is it through the book, or is it by other means? Also, we are led to believe that these objects come to life when they step through. Well, in this one scene before they enter, it looks like Muffet is alive. Gotcha there, show! Which is really old by now. And aimed for little kids. I better stop before I even get more depressed. It's an animated pilot for a show that was never greenlit. There's no point in getting too critical about it. In the end, it was nothing more than a testing ground to see if the style of animation could work. The main plot is nothing more than an excuse to get the action going. And boy, did it succeed with that in the first 30 seconds. By the way, does Miles sound familiar to anyone?
Hey, my name's Miles, and I'm just doing what I like best. Keeping time with the blues.
Yep. That suave voice belongs to none other than Keith David, the voice of Goliath from Gargoyles, the Shadow Man from Princess and the Frog, and the Arbiter from the Halo series. I hear whenever he speaks, someone orgasms faster than a firecracker.
Tattertown is the elephant's graveyard for junk, where all forgotten objects come to rest.
Ugh, see what I mean? Muffet manages to make the great escape from Debbie. After meeting up with an adorable little bear...
Hey, have you caught that doll of yours yet?
Who's somehow psychic, Debbie explains that Muffet used to be a lot nicer in the real world. Even though she was originally inanimate before coming to Tattertown. What the hell? Why can't my amiibo be like her? All they do is silently judge me for owning a PS4. Debbie mentions that she received Muffet as a Christmas present. This makes the bear inquire about what Christmas is.
What? You mean you don't know what Christmas is?
Unhealthy obsession with Christmas mode engaged. Seriously, this is Debbie's one and only character trait. Sure, she seems nice and friendly and completely okay with being trapped in Salvador Dali's amusement park, but damn, she takes Christmas obsession to a whole new level. Just the mere mention of it brings her to tears. Dang, girl, was your crib a reef? So this one little line is what connects the whole thing to Christmas. And now she drops her mission of finding Muffet to show the bear something Christmas related. Smooth transition, about as smooth as riding a bike down the Grand Canyon. Meanwhile, Muffet encounters a spider named Sydney, who's causing nothing but trouble in Tattertown. Many other people come in to stop him, but Muffet arrives, scaring them away by declaring she's taking over the place. Or maybe they ran away because they couldn't stand her voice. Yeah, Muffet's voice is unbearable at times.
No! 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 Stay away! I'm not your dolly anymore!
Now, I'm not going to put the blame on the voice actress. She's voiced by Jennifer Darling, who anime fans may know as the voice of Ayaka on Tenchi Muyo. Whew! Just saved a bunch of comments on that one. But what really doesn't work is the whole gangster voice. It just makes me want to jam a twisty straw in my ear. That way my brain gets to share the pain. Impressed by her obnoxiousness, Sydney recruits Muffet in helping him take over Tattertown. Because spiders detest anarchy and chaos, I guess. Sydney takes Muffet to his lair and revitalizes confidence in his lazy henchmen by insulting them. Guess tough love really isn't a dying art. In fact, she's so good at inspiring the troops that she ends up becoming the new leader. Now, her sudden motivation for taking over Tattertown is because... Oh look, Debbie found a reef! Isn't it exciting? Remember, this is a Christmas special. Well, the Christmas element does get going. Debbie explains what Christmas is to the citizens. In an actual touching moment, Debbie talks about running downstairs to open presents. The toys imagine it being their original owners. It's sweet, but depressing at the same time. You get the feeling that these forgotten objects truly miss the ones that cared for them. This could have added a layer to the world and characters, making them more than just a mishmash of nonsense. But nah, we don't need that. We need more scenes featuring Popeye's dysfunctional niece. Muffet's emissary comes back to tell her that Tattertown is planning their first Christmas. She takes the news well.
Christmas is being wrapped and unwrapped and hugged and squeezed.
The knife goes further into my head with each syllable. She sends her 2 henchmen in the town to find out what's going on. One of the henchmen is a John Wayne impersonator?
Good. And we can waste some teddy bears while we're at it.
Those yellow-bellied bears cost me a night of fornication with a toaster by taking all my money at poker. Cheating little bastards, they're gonna get a Colt Patterson revolver shoved right up their fluffy little asses. Meanwhile, Debbie and the gang head to a comic book store to meet with the owner. And well, more shenanigans for your viewing pleasure.
Look at me. I've got pages on of history, and on sale, too. Come on, guys.
Yeah, have you seen the plot? Very nice. Bank robbery, truly the heart of Christmas. G-Man? Please, I'll accept your employer's offer if you just make the plot appear. Oh, thank God. So if you haven't guessed already, Debbie wants the comic book owner to be the official Christmas tree. After some convincing, he gladly accepts. But you want to know the weird thing about this tree? He's Jewish.
Christmas tree, hey, what do I know about Christmas? I'm a shopkeeper. I sell comic books. Hey, listen, Buster, I was a 10-foot pine since before you was stuffed.
Ha ha ha? I don't know how to react to that. Well, hey, if this was one of Bakshi's R-rated movies, he would have had a menorah wearing a Bible for a hat. I better move on before the comments spontaneously combust. The gang sets up the tree in town and are now in need of something to light it up. Conveniently, Muffet's henchmen show up to prevent the festivities from starting. I'm here to wish you a bloody Christmas, ya bear-loving shitsteaks. But Wendell is so awe-stricken by the tree that he just wants to go over there and glomp it. He ends up overloading because of this, and they both fly right into the tree, making it light up. So now they're a part of the festivities. Oh God. Please tell me Muffet doesn't hear about this. My poor ears are gonna go numb from the repugnant sound of a crow choking on its own vomit.
What? No! Why, those bumbling bimbos! Moonlighting as Christmas decorations on me!
Every brain cell has stopped working out of protest. How am I still speaking right now? Thankfully, I'm not the only one who can't stand this noise.
Oh, listen to that amateur ranting.
I feel like we've gained a mutual understanding of each other, Sydney. If I ever come face to face with your fellow spiders again, I'll consider sparing them the agony of being incinerated by my flamethrower. He rants on about how he's better than Muffet and gets into some shenanigans trying on her clothes. If you think this resentment for Muffet is going to play a part at all, clearly you folks have passed the sobriety test with flying colors. They prepare for an attack on Tattertown. She even disguises herself as Santa Claus. Ah, okay. They can sneak in on the festival, make everyone drop their guard, and make a full-on assault.
Holy smoke! It must be Santa!
Close, but no cigar.
Well, that was pointless. She just shows up to attack, not even using the Santa disguise to her advantage. Good use of subterfuge, guys. Maybe she wants the image of Debbie's all-loving holiday god to be the last image she sees before blowing her into pieces. Before they can attack, the real Santa shows up. Guess it's in every holiday special's contract to include the obligatory Santa scene. She decides to change targets.
Oh, I get it. Muffet wants us to attack each other.
That Muffet, such a genius.
There is logic in what he says.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. So this causes everyone to crash into each other, giving everyone in Tattertown a big light show. Oh, so that's what happened to Jack Skellington's sleigh. He wasn't getting shot at by the military, he just ended up in Tattertown. Santa says his goodbyes and Muffet decides to attack solo. The citizens are enjoying the show, but Debbie feels this isn't the heart of Christmas. So she plays I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas, which gets everyone in the Yuletide mood. At least these few moments slow things down after the constant noise and motion we've had to endure. Why do I hate myself so much? The music even gives Sydney and the Fly a change of heart as they ditch Muffet, allowing her to land conveniently in jail. For some reason, despite how she tried to destroy Tattertown, she still gets presents. Makes sense. Good things happen to bad people, I guess. For a moment, the act of kindness might make her realize the error of her ways. But who needs character development? Instead, let's be reminded that a sentient doll is forever doomed to be with her owner.
Now you can be my dolly again.
Pretty much my reaction from hearing that scream again. At least the combined manly pipes of Keith David and Bing Crosby drown her out.
Well, as the Square Cat tells it, that about sums up our Christmas gig for tonight.
I'm not even your friend. I'm not your friend. I'm nothing to you.
Screw you, movie. You just had to get one more shriek in, didn't you? Have to always be the winner. Ugh. At the end of the day, Christmas in Tattertown is a harmless, forgotten product of the early 90s. If you've seen Cool World, it's pretty much a child-friendly version. An insane collage of colorful imagery that lacks substance. Without a cohesive story or three-dimensional characters, it ends up making us feel disconnected towards this world. We just end up forgetting about it, just like the inhabitants of Tattertown themselves. But why do I have strong memories of it then? Well, it's because, at the time of watching it, there was no other Christmas special quite like it. It didn't have the familiar imagery we associate the holidays with. It was trying to be different and unique. And maybe that's what I was looking for. Something that went against the norm. Not by any means a good special, but I'll always remember it as the effed up little fever dream it is. And now for some homework. In the comments, let me know if you've seen this special. If so, what's your opinion on it? Let's get a conversation going. Well, thanks for watching. And until next time, Mr. Key, I heard you accepted my employer's generous offer. Hey, G-Man. Listen, buddy. That's not what I meant when I said... Gotta go! Ah, crap.
When you see them, then you'll know it's Christmas. It's the time that comes each year when people